It's not every day, I don't think, that at the Court of Appeal the crowd breaks into applause, and it's not every day that you would actually sing the benefits of this court, but they were awfully good today. This was the appeal of the murder, kidnapping, and sexual assault conviction of Michael Rafferty, who you'll remember 4 long years ago was convicted of all those crimes in the death of a little girl named Tori Stafford from Woodstock, Ontario. Essentially, what the Court of Appeal did today was hear from Mr. Rafferty's appeal lawyer. He spoke, he was on his feet probably for most of the morning. And then John Laskin, who was the sort of chair of the group of 3 appeal judges, said, "We're just going to take 15 minutes and mull over your arguments." And at that point they came back, and it wasn't a surprise to some people, but they came back, and basically Justice Laskin said to Mr. Rafferty's appeal lawyer, "You did a good job in a very difficult case, but I'm sorry, we're dismissing the appeal and we don't need to hear from the Crown." It's not unheard of, certainly, but it's not the norm here. The case, in other words, was so weak, the case for a new trial. Rafferty's lawyers had been basically saying that the original trial judge, the trial took place in 2012 in the spring in London, Ontario, and basically the appeal lawyer was saying the trial judge made a couple of legal mistakes, etc. And the Court of Appeal judges, 3 of them, in their questions showed that they didn't think there were any errors of law here, and that if there were, they were inconsequential. And they certainly didn't say this, their reasons will come later, but I think really what they said was that Michael Rafferty, like everybody else, is entitled to a fair trial and a good trial, but he's not entitled to a perfect trial. No judge is required to meet the standard of perfection in every single decision and nuance that he puts in the case. It was a great day because finally, after far too long, it shouldn't take 4 years for this Poochie appeal to have got this far, frankly, but it did take that long. And after that time, it's now over, and Mr. Rafferty remains in jail with his co-convicted Terry Lynn McClintock, who pleaded guilty before his trial, and the family of Victoria, Tori Stafford, will have a little bit more room, I think, to start to breathe and to go on as best they can with the rest of their lives. People never forget a dead child, and no one thinks that will happen, but at least they have a little bit more space now. That's it for me.